has to be PSG versus Barcelona. This is a big one. While both teams are not doing well, I think I saw a very wet start. PSG have not won in the, I think the last three in the French League One, they've not won. PSG are having one of those seasons where, although they are top of the table, but you still are not confident in how they play. But PSG has Kylian Mbappe. For any team to be successful, maybe not any team, so I don't misconstrue it. No, for any team to be successful in the Champions League, this is fact. At least the last 5 years, it's the proven fact. You always need that one player that can do the magic. You always need that one or two player that can say, you know what, we're just going to go out there and do what we have to do. We'll down the coach's tactics, we'll down whatever they're saying, and we'll do what we think should be done. Last year for City, it was Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, not Erling Haaland. Two of those players were instrumental for how City played yes last year. And of course, you know who did it for them? Bernardo Silva, and to a great extent also Rodri. 2 years ago, it was Vinicius Junior and Benzema. You look back at the people who have won it. Bayern Munich, it was Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry in that 2020 bubble that they went on to win. We see Barcelona when they won it. It was Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. We've seen Bayern Munich when they went on to win it also. It was Mario Mandzukic, Serge Gnabry. I said Serge Gnabry. Mario Mandzukic, and Ribery and Arjen Robben. We saw when Liverpool won it the time they won it against Tottenham Hotspur. It was Mohamed Salah and to an extent Divock Origi in that semi-final heartbreak against Barcelona. So every team that has gone on to win the Champions League always has that player that gives them the extra, the verve when they used to. And that's why for me, I think PSG should not be taken lightly. They are a very good side on their good day. But the problem is, there's been a lot of problems between the coach of the side, Luis Enrique, and Kylian Mbappe, who might be going to Real Madrid at the end of the season. The midfield of PSG seems to be without there's no real connection, there's no real brilliance there. From Ruiz, who I don't think is all that, to the midfield combination they have, even though I think Emery Zaire is an awesome player, although he's injured right now, so we can't see him. But I think that PSG's undoing is the fact that their midfield is not as convincing as a Champions League winning midfield should be. But, like I mentioned before, when you have guys like Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele in your side, it means that you can always rely on their brilliance, even on the team's off day, to produce the magic. Dembele has not scored a lot of goals for PSG, but nobody can deny that he has been instrumental to all the success, or some of the success they had this season. Also for Kylian Mbappe, I think one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world right now, Mbappe can single-handedly wreak havoc on any side. Now, the other flip side is that Barcelona's defense are terrible this season. Even last season, Barcelona seems to have one of the best defense in Europe. They went under the knife of Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United in the Europa League because of the pace, and PSG has that pace. Mbappe and Dembele can cause havoc to anything, and when you have Kolo Muani off the bench, when you have Bakola from the wings or from the middle of the park, then you also have guys like Ramos, from the bench as well, it means that you have a lot of pace, and for me, Barcelona will struggle. Now, for Barcelona, the positives for them is that they have Lamine Yamal. I kind of sounds weird, but I call Lamine Yamal's name first before he called Gundogan, because I believe that although he's 16, he has shown that he possesses all the qualities of a superstar. The ability to take on defenders all by himself, and the intelligence in his passing, his marking, which I think he can work on to be as great, not as good as Rafinha's. But Lamine Yamal is that one player in the offensive end of the game that can take the bull by the horn. With the absence of Gavi, Pedri, and Frankie de Jong, it means that they would have to rely on the brilliance of the wingers, Rafinha or Lamine Yamal, to get the job done for them. And I think Barcelona has a player in Lamine who on his good day can be the magic they need to go through. The downside of Barcelona, like I mentioned before, other than the fact that defense have been very, very shaky and leaky this season, is that midfield of Christensen Ilkay Gundogan, and to an extent Fermin Lopez or Sergio Roberto or whoever this guy decides to put in his position, and have not had a lot of minutes together as a team. Now, you probably will go, how does it really change anything, how many minutes they play together? It does change us a lot. Now, because of the way Barcelona plays, it means that the midfielders must have some level of outwardly synergy for them to play well. Remember the Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets trio? How they seemed telepathic in their passing and how they played. It was because they had played together long enough to know everybody's body language and what is best for player A and player B. In the Barcelona midfield right now, it's a lot of experimentation. Christensen, formerly a centre back, now a pivot, trying to replace Sergio Busquets. He's not doing a poor job, but he's not prime Sergio Busquets, neither is he prime Rodri. Ilkay Gundogan has been immensely brilliant for this Barcelona team, but he doesn't have the legs he used to have before. His passing is still there, but you can't say Ilkay is that guy, right? Also, for either Fermin Lopez or Sergio Roberto, whoever decides to play in that midfield trio, for Fermin Lopez, he has all the energy to run, but his intelligence is not as much as what a Pedri would give you, or his bowling abilities are not as good as what a Frankie de Jong would give you. For Sergio Roberto, he has his good days and his off days. So there's a lot of downside for Barcelona. But what makes this evenly balanced is that both teams are having one of their worst seasons in recent years. For Barcelona, they are third on the table, probably will never win the league again. They're out of the Copa del Rey, and they have their asses or their behind stuck against the wall with their financial troubles and facing PSG. For PSG, they have Kylian Mbappe, who just wants to get his season over and done with and move on to Real Madrid. You have Luis Enrique, who has a midfield that he can rely on and a defense that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. So, while both teams have their magical players in Mbappe and Dembele in PSG, and probably Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal and Gundogan for Barcelona, you just cannot put your money on where this will swing. But I'm going to put the money on this one. I think Barcelona goes through. Not because they have the best team, but because I think the sheer responsibility of the players to give Xavi something to cheer before he leaves at the end of the season might just be the extra motivation for them. You probably would say, why did I not say that about Bayern Munich? The difference is Bayern Munich problem is scattered across board, from Tuchel to the guys at the back office or the front office to the players. So it's a lot more disorganized in that end of the world compared to what Barcelona has. The team in Barcelona are very united, and it seems to be playing for Xavi right now. I don't think Xavi has lost a match since he said he was going to leave at the end of the season. After that match against Villarreal, he has won many of the matches, lost some of them, but won many of them. Now you might say 3-1 against Napoli is not a lot to be happy about, but if you see how Paul Kubasi, the 17-year-old, Barcelona central midfielder, and Marcos Araujo held on to Victor Osimhen and how they kept him quiet, you kind of have a feeling, kind of, that maybe they will have a chance against Kolo Muani or Kylian Mbappe or Ramos, whoever at all plays in the middle for PSG. So my money is on Barcelona to go through on this one. The other one is Dortmund and Atletico Madrid. I'll probably give it that one probably a week before that one goes. So, but these are my predictions for the semi-finals of the Champions League. I see Arsenal going through. I hope they do, because I want Arsenal fans to be happy. I see Barcelona going through, and I see Man City going through. Please, to get more content like this, follow me on my YouTube channel at Emeka Umisipod, and also follow me on social media. I'll do that later, but hey, probably reach 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. It's a lot to ask for, but I trust you. Or in the words of Steven Bartlett, don't tell anybody about this, but there's one thing I want you to do for me, is go to my YouTube channel, subscribe on it, like, and please comment and help me reach more people and get better. I don't have guests now, but get better equipment to give better content.